welcome back to the Property Frontline. Today I'm speaking with Marcelle Wever from Sydney Rental Search. Hello, Marcelle.
Hello, Debra.
How are you going today? Bit busy?
It's actually getting really busy at the moment,
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about what you do.
Well, Sydney Rental Search, I'm a renter's agent, which is like a buyer's agent, but on the rental side of things. Generally when people are time poor or they work on Saturdays, they don't know Sydney very well, making a move to a different style of property, they may be downsizing or upsizing, they want to make sure that they're making the right choices. To move is hell for everyone, so to make sure that you're living in the right suburb with the right aspect, in the right area to suit your lifestyle, that's what I'm there for.
Okay. And so who would use your services? What situations would people be in?
People that are time poor, they are people that often work on a Saturday, people that work long hours during the week. They have children that play sport, can't get to the Saturday inspections.
Would there be people who are moving from interstate?
A lot of people moving from interstate. A lot of people that are, as I said, changing their style of housing. They've just sold a house or they're waiting to buy the right house. So sometimes when they've sold, they might wait a year or 6 months to find the right home. So they'll need a rental property then.
Yeah, okay. So Marcelle, what kind of advice can you give renters so that they can be in the best position possible?
A lot of people don't realise that the first formula that an agent looks at is affordability. So the rent that you pay should be no more than a third of your combined incomes. So applying for a property that's outside of that formula will mean immediately that your application isn't looked at favourably. Then the agent wants to make sure that everything's clearly visible. So you've got your pay slips there, you've got your affordability there, you have proof of where you've been either renting or paying a mortgage previously. There's a lot of documents to make sure that the agent feels comfortable at putting your application forward to the landlord.
Wow, I didn't realise it had become so detailed, really.
It's very detailed. I have had a lot of clients come in from overseas in the past and they've all remarked on how much information that is required by the agents. Just on an application for a rental property.
Wow. That does sound really quite complex, much more than I expected. Now, what trends are you seeing in the rental market at the moment?
I'm seeing that there is so much more demand for any 3-bedroom properties or larger. So people are moving maybe out of the city a little bit to get into a larger home to allow for them working from a home office. Some people are sharing. Some people have just thought that they can get a nicer style of home if they're moving a bit further away because the commuting isn't as important anymore. However, there's still obviously the desired eastern suburbs, so that's always going to be an area that everyone seems to gravitate to.
Yeah. And so are you seeing people really starting to offer above the asking price for rents at all?
Yes. It's happened in the past a lot, and at one stage through COVID, there was bargains. I saw one rental go down. It was a high-end rental, but it went down $400 a week.
Yeah.
But now it's an auction situation again. Yeah. So when you've got a property that's got a lot of interest, the agent will promote or encourage offers to be made.
Yeah. And so are there better or worse or faster or slower times of the year when you can rent?
Yes, I mean, there's always a bit of a desperate rush before Christmas, but then it goes really quiet from about the 10th of December because there's not as many properties on the market. And then in January, there's a great big mad rush again, but there still isn't as many properties as there is a demand for rental properties, so it's a bit of a desperate time. It gets quieter over Easter, and winter is always, June, July, always a little bit quieter as well.
So would you say it would be a more opportune time to look in winter, or there's just not the supply? Bit of both.
It's a bit of both. There isn't as much supply. However, it's a good time if you've got pets because there isn't as many people looking. So the landlord is then a lot more flexible to say, look, we don't mind having pets in our property at all.
Gee, it's so much more competitive than I thought it was, or than I remember when I was looking.
It is extremely competitive. You're absolutely right, Deborah.
Okay. Marcelle, I was wondering, so why do you do what you do?
Interesting question. The main reason why, believe it or not, I get very excited about helping people and making a difference in their lives. And it's such a stressful thing to look for a rental property. It's so time consuming. And if you get it wrong, then you can be really miserable for 6 to 12 months. So having some direction and guidance from me, I know makes a huge difference. And people will sometimes just make a decision in a moment of panic, and that can make them, make a big effect on their life.
Yeah, or out of sheer exhaustion.
Exactly, they do. So it's nice to be able to direct people to a property that suits their lifestyle, that they'll be happy in, to make sure that it's going to be light and bright, that they're that it's not going to be too noisy. And these are the things that are very important.
Yeah.
Especially when you're working from home.
Yeah. And I guess drawing upon your experience, a lot of people might have a set criteria, but you can actually add to that after a conversation with them, knowing about the different areas. Is that right?
Absolutely. Particularly when people don't know Sydney well, then they may have had advice from a lot of friends saying, oh, this is the suburb you must live in. This is the suburb you must move to. And a lot of the time it's their budget that will determine where they can move to.
So Marcelle, thanks very much for talking to us today. If you would like more information, you can find it at sydneyrentalsearch.com, and we'll also have a little bit more information in the description of the video. So thanks again for listening to the Property Frontline.